Welcome to partialarc.com. Don't do that.
Welcome back to another episode of Wrath and Story. I'm the Imperial Scribe of this vessel, the Flexible Demeanor, and it is my pleasure to document the many adventures of J. Jones, Andrew Tickinger, and their Servo Skull companion, Daniel Fernandez. When you last left them, our boys had just survived a deadly surprise on the streets of Footfall. As Andrew recovers, Jay grabs a drink at Callahan's, a welcoming bar that promotes a pun-friendly environment. Will this short stop provide the respite they need, or does opportunity await them? Let's find out.
All right, Daniel, switching you back on. I gotta say, the pun stuff is growing on me.
I step back into the bar where you are and drinking, and man, I feel fantastic.
Holy crap, you're like in one piece. I mean, you've got a lot of little robotic pieces on you as well, but like no oil shooting off
and
you.
Doc Webster is walking out. He's sort of wiping his hands off sort of gesture. He's got like really big like sausage fingers. It's kind of crazy how like good he is at surgery with how big his fat his fingers are, but he showed how good he was. He got you fixed up.
That man is a miracle worker. I mean, look at Rub Rub.
Oh wow, his beak has never been so shiny. I mean, it's usually not very because it's coated in the blood of the people that he eats, but
yeah, I mean it glistens, but now it's like shiny.
Yeah,
wow.
The Kroot have gone over and embraced Rub Rub. They've been sort of hanging out in a corner of the bar. People are trying to go up and talk to them, but their Gothic isn't particularly good. So they're mostly but they're laughing and they're having a good time, and they are getting rather drunk. They're having to give them specific kinds of alcohol for Kroot, because, they can't quite process alcohol the way humans do, but
oh, no.
They're giving them something else that's getting them intoxicated in some form or another. So.
What is Kroot alcohol? It's like honey or something?
Yeah, I guess.
It's like how catnip affects cats in a weird way.
I mean,
I like the idea of like a catnip bag on the table and they're just batting it around.
That's what it is. See, so they're like purely carnivorous, but their alcohol is actually made from pollen, from nectar.
Yeah, like flowers and stuff.
It's like a flower wine type of thing.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
So they're getting drunk on flower wine.
But they're most of them seem like sort of happy, positive sort of drunks.
That's good. You never would have guessed from these creatures that just murder.
Well, kind of everybody in this place is pretty posy right now. Like, this seems like a pretty good place.
By the way, I'm just going to express that, like parrots, like cockatiels, that their quills are super flayed and flailed up when they're drunk.
Oh, when they're drunk?
Like, it's just all over
How many
the place.
drunk parrots have you seen in your time?
Enough.
Oh, no.
So you've been hanging out in Callahan's a little bit while Andrew's been getting fixed up by the doc, and you've been hearing people standing up like you saw earlier. It is pun night. There's a prize to the person who come up with the best and the worst pun. It's usually the same pun.
Pun night, the most Warhammer 40k thing ever.
So a 3-legged dog walks into a bar, and he says, "I'm looking for the man who shot my paw."
Oh, man.
There are groans throughout the bar with a little bit of scattered applause, but that's not that one is not the one that's going to win. This person sits down. You didn't really catch his name, but that's one of them.
Good try, you. Good try.
Yeah, and everybody sort of like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Good try.
He made the attempt.
Webster, who just got done fixing you up, says, Okay. I understand that you greenhorns were trying to do some work while I was busy, but have I got one for you?"
Oh man, I think Sam's got it. He's got the pun for the night.
So, did you ever hear about that feudal lord on a distant planet? So,
you know it!
So, he was obsessed with hunting, but he was the only one who was allowed to hunt the terrible and the game animals on that planet. mostly the settler, the people who lived on that planet, they had to kill the beasts to survive. But the new king came in, and he said he forbade the killing of all wild animals except for when he was doing it.
Man, he's really setting this one up.
And so the whole planet was overrun with like space lions and space tigers and space panthers and like all sorts of terrible creatures. And normally the peasants would sort of kill them, but they couldn't because it's against the law. So the people got so tired that they started a big revolt and they overthrew the king. And that was the very first instance in all of recorded history of humanity that a rain was called because of game.
Wow.
The rain was called off because of game.
Wow. That is a painful pun.
Yes, that
That hurt me deep
the
inside.
groans go on throughout the whole place.
Is that like
I don't feel so good anymore.
Like for poetry readings, is that like when people snap or like people typically applause? Is that for pun night? The more the groans that you get, the greater the pun?
Yes, that's how you know that your pun is doing great.
Oh my god. That's pretty bad.
And the people are like, yeah, I think... And there's like some sort of murmurs like,
oh my god,
man.
that guy died in the back. He groaned so hard.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Man, Doc always wins. It's freaking tired. Doc always winning.
He took us through an entire story too. There was like a legend behind it and everything.
The preface for that lead up to that joke was just
It
unbelievable.
really pulls you in. You're like really committed to the pun at
You're
that
like,
point.
I need to hear what happens to these people.
Yeah, and now we know. Horrible things.
Another guy stands up. He actually, he's got like sort of a beard. He's wearing a hat. You didn't really catch his name early. He says, Doc always wins. Last time, I kept throwing in all the puns last week and not a single, and I kept trying over and over again. I submitted 10 different puns to the contest, and I just was hoping one of them would win, but unfortunately, no pun intended.
Try better, kid.
It was painful, but
Oh, okay.
I feel like it was born out of bitterness.
No, I love Doc. Sit down, Jake. Shut up.
Yeah, that's right. A pun born out of bitterness ain't no pun at all. I'm really into this pun thing now. I'm gonna figure out one. I'm gonna get the best pun ever. I'm gonna win this competition. What do I win if I win this competition, Daniel? What do you think?
I don't know. Jake actually sits down next to you and says, by the way, I'm Jake.
Oh, Jake, nice to meet you. I'm Jay. This is Andrew.
Yeah, try better next time.
Puns aren't really my thing. I'm mostly here to enjoy them, or not enjoy them, as the case may be. I thought that was okay.
That was it was all right, Jake, but I don't think it came from the heart, unlike my pun. The pun that I'm formulating right now. The ultimate pun.
So Tuesdays, you either get to your whole tab gets erased for the whole night if you win. But
what? That sounds great.
Yeah, you drink free for the entire night. But most people drink a lot while they're building up to the pun contest, and then if you don't win,
Callahan.
yeah. I mean, Callahan's a savvy businessman, but he's also a nice dude. Though tonight there's actually a special prize. I've been told there's some sort of fancy hullabaloo happening on the station recently. I don't know if you've heard any rumors about that. There's a bunch of rogue traders been visiting recently. I think there's something going on.
Yeah, I've heard about maybe some rogue traders in town. Why? What do you mean?
Well, apparently, McGonagall knows something. And if Long Drink is always down, and Long Drink McGonagall, that's that guy over there. And you see that he is just drinking.
Is he drinking a long drink?
Yeah, he's taking a big, long drink. He has given a couple puns himself so far standing up, but he's not really he has been told that he is not allowed to win the contest because he already knows it. But, as fun, he's been throwing out a couple here and there. Yeah, he heard a rumor he's got a lead on some sort of a crazy auction going on.
Ooh, a crazy auction.
Yeah.
Huh, that might be very intriguing indeed. So you got to win this pun competition, huh?
Yeah, you got to win the pun competition.
All right.
I mean, I know there's plenty of other people know about the auction. I'm sure you could find out about it other ways, but it's fun. We're all having a good time here.
Well, I think I could probably do this. I mean, we, the Aeldari people, are known to be hilarious, right? I mean, everybody thinks we're so funny, so humorous. I've got this naturally. I'm going to do it right now. And I stand up and go walk up to...
So there's actually like a white line on the floor right near the fireplace where everybody sort of stands up to make their grand proclamations for the pun. Maybe some other stuff happens on the white line, I don't know. But tonight, everybody's making their pun
I'm going to do a
declarations.
scholar check to myself because I'm like, are Aeldari known to be funny? I want to do a check.
Aeldari, they're not serious at all.
What's the difficulty of this, Jack?
Difficulty 4 scholar. Because nobody really talks about humor in the Warhammer 40k universe, so add 1 difficulty to it.
Nobody knows what humor is.
I don't know.
You don't know if Eldari are funny. Yeah.
In the
Oh
data
my
banks.
god,
Yeah.
that's great.
Maybe they're funny, maybe they're not. Nobody could ever know. I'm pretty sure no Eldari has ever told a joke until right now. Or maybe they've told a ton of jokes. I don't know.
I certainly don't.
The scholarship is out on that.
All right. So I stand up to the front, and Doc is kind of the one that runs this thing, right?
Yeah, Doc. I mean, Callahan sort of runs it, but Doc usually is the winner, and
He's
he
like
loves it the most.
He's
yeah,
the pun master.
Yeah.
He may be the one who suggested Pun Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So I look at him and I say, "Hey,
Actually, what happened was puns had to be quarantined to Tuesdays.
they'd be bored. Too contagious.
Yes.
Too much fun." And I look at I keep calling him Doc. As we know, there's only one Doc, which is our Doc friend, Mr. Crute.
This is Mr. Webster.
Yeah,
Doc
Mr. Webster. So I look at Doc Webster. I also look at Doc. I was like, "Hey, this is for you, Doc Webster, and you, Doc, as well, over at the bar." Yeah. All right. Okay. I've got this. So, a patient comes in. Patient for doctors, right? Here we go.
I'm losing my patience.
Okay. That was good. That was a good one. So a patient comes into a doctor's office, and he's just in a lot of pain. He says, he's sobbing to the doctor. He says, I feel like a pair of curtains, And the doctor says, "Well, pull yourself together, man."
Like the groans are almost deafening as they go up throughout the whole bar.
Was that not a good enough doctor joke for everybody?
No, like there's some applause to that as well after the groans. Pair of curtains.
Yeah, that's a thing people commonly say. Feel like a pair of curtains, right? You've said that before, Andrew.
I did.
Right?
The sort of lanky guy stands up. He's sort of stretching a little bit. My people tell a story.
Oh, man.
And let me tell you this story. There were a group of acolytes that were behind on the payments that they needed for their cloister. So they opened up a small florist shop. They would sell flowers to raise money. Everyone liked to buy flowers from men who supported the emperor, so they started making a lot of money. Unfortunately, there was another florist in town who felt this was completely unfair because everybody wants to buy these holy flowers as opposed to the flowers they had before. He asked the fathers, these monks, if they would close down, but they couldn't. They needed to get money themselves. He went back and he begged them to close. They ignored him. He asked his mother at some point to pray to the emperor and use her faith to get the friars to stop, and they ignored her too. And so the florist, he went to a rough and tumble customer on the planet, a mercenary by the name of Hugh McTaggart. And he went to persuade the friars. And these men of the emperor were convinced violently to shut down their floral shop. And the moral of the story is that only Hugh can prevent florist friars.
Man, that was pretty good. That was an epic tale that took me through an entire story.
And this guy takes a bow, and somebody says, "You're the worst, Mickey!" I know. Thank you.
All right. I got one. It's an epic tale, and it also includes violence, so I know you'll all like it, especially you, Stabums. All right. So, there's a guy named Artie, and he really, really needs some money because he needs to wash his clothes, and he's at the local, 40K laundromat where the Servo skulls will clean your clothes and wash them for you. But he needed $1, whereas we say throne some places. Yeah. So he goes to a neighbor and he knocks on their door and says, "Hey, can I borrow $1?" And Artie, "No, you can't borrow $1." And Artie loses his mind and in a moment of rage kills them and steals 50 cents, or 50 thrones, as some people say. Then he goes to another neighbor. He's like, I still need that dollar. And in crazy, filled with anger and rage, slams on another door. They open up again, and Artie, what's wrong? What's happened? He's like, I need that dollar. And he just chokes another person immediately to death, just like the first. And again, only finds 50 cents. Well, at this point, the arbiters have found out what's going on, and they come and they arrest Artie, and they take him to obviously the local place where he can be gifted to the emperor and probably murdered somewhere. But in the paper the next day, it reads, Artie chokes, 2 for $1. Eh?
Doc is now Webster comes up and just gives you a big old pat on the back. Yeah. And he actually he holds up his glass and he says, this man right here, this Eldari. I'm sorry, I should be respectful of what you're called. I want to have a toast to our new friend here. This guy knows how to pun.
Woo!
And he takes his glass. He says, what's your name? What was your name again?
My name's Jay.
Jay. This one's to Jay. To Jay! And he throws his glass at the fireplace, and it shatters in the fireplace. And there's a little bit of alcohol that spurts a little away.
Whoa, okay, that was dramatic.
Yeah. He was standing right at the white line when he threw it, and there's some sort of parabola or some sort of shape to the fireplace that the glass doesn't go flying everywhere. It's sort of stuck in the fireplace.
Huh.
And he says, this guy's the best. I don't know if that's contest-winning best. We'll see. That's a decision for the rest of us, but these two guys are new around here. Let's look out for our new friends.
With this all happening, I'm vigorously documenting. Are Aeldari funny? And
just not sure.
Just not sure. And then that was a pretty good pun, but he's not all Aeldari. Must discover this quandary.
This will be your great quest.
This is my quest. Are Aeldari funny?
Well,
I'm sure this will come back later.
Yes, of course.
And the night continues. I don't know if you have any more puns in you.
No, that was probably my best.
I think that was your best one, but I think it was one of the best ones of the evening. You're gonna need to roll a check to see if that was the best pun.
I've been trying to formulate
would it be cunning? Or maybe persuasion?
I think it's persuasion. I think it's persuasion.
That makes sense.
And at Callahan's, they do not discriminate against you for being an Aeldari because there's other sort of folks in here.
I mean, they've got nectar wine for recruit friends.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go. I've got 8 in persuasion, so...
Yeah, and you don't take what they respect you means the difficulty is not increased. Yeah.
What is the difficulty?
The difficulty is 5.
Oh my god, that is 6, 6, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, wow, I killed it. That was a 7.
All right, it's a tough one because these guys are good old punsters, but your pun and
my Artie
your
chokes
roll,
2 for $1 wins?
Yes.
Yes.
It has dominated. And as the evening winds down for a couple hours, they're people are eventually just sort of sitting down and no one's able to top your joke. People are trying and joke is maybe even too generous. Puns aren't really that funny, but...
My borderline's on joke. That's how strong it was.
Yes, that's how good it was. And I said, this guy right here,
woo! Our
new elf friend, the winner of Pun Night. First night he's in Callahan's and he wins Pun Night. This guy's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I hear, Webster, thank you obviously for the pun title. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll get you next time.
All right, but
I was saving my best ones to make sure you could win this time. I've won enough.
We'll see. We'll see. Webster, thank you so much. Obviously, I appreciate the crowning title. So obviously, drinks are free for the rest of the night.
Well, that you got to talk to Mike about that.
Okay.
And Callahan waves. My name's Mike. Mike Callahan. Actually, yeah.
Mike,
yeah.
Awesome. So I'll grab some drinks at the bar, and I think what was it? Long Drink might have something for us.
Oh yeah, Long Drink's got the special prize tonight.
Sweet. All right, Andrew, we gotta go talk to Long Drink.
Okay.
So we walk up to Long Drink. What kind of booth does he have?
Oh well, he was actually sitting at the bar and sort of enjoying, but he gestures with you to come over to a sort of private booth on the side.
Okay.
There's not too many people who are sitting in the private booths. Most people are out getting all antsy and talking to people.
They're
and having
enjoying
a good
Pun
time.
Night.
Yeah, enjoying Pun Night.
So Long Drink, it's nice to meet you. My name's Jay, Pun Master, you may call me.
Sure. Pun Master Jay. For tonight, anyway.
And this is Andrew.
Puns count as humor?
And this is our Servo Skull Daniel.
Hey there. Hey, how's it going? So, I guess this is the prize. I don't know if it's that exciting. Mostly you're just getting drinks for the night, but every once in a while, if we got some sort of information or something, we like to pass it along. You could share it too if you want to. Sometimes we share knowledge. But
Yeah, maybe.
Information is what I need right at this moment. Maybe not what you're giving, but I need it.
So there's a big sort of private auction going on at the Obsidian Emporial right now.
Obsidian?
Obsidian.
Obsidian Emporium.
Emporial.
Ah.
The Obsidian Emporial.
Ah, 2 words instead of 2 things that aren't words. Gotcha.
Well, Emporium is actually a word, but...
What? It is?
Yeah. The Obsidian Emporial. That's where they have all the secret auctions where sometimes the buyers and sellers don't even see each other, but they're having all of them. There's I know that there's like a couple of new rogue traders in town who've been proposing stuff, and
so it's a black market.
Yeah, or an Obsidian Emporial. But yes.
Man, that seems like a really complicated way to say that.
Complicated way to say black market, but I mean, I guess if they want to go with it.
I mean, they maybe want to it sound fancier or something.
A fancy black market.
Is it like higher end? Is that why it's called that?
They'll like shank you, but with like a golden knife.
Yeah, it's like one of the, it's sort of a neutral ground here in Footfalls. Everybody sort of goes...
Well, that speaks quite a bit, because there doesn't seem to be any neutral ground anywhere, except for maybe this place.
Maybe the golden knife possesses you as well.
Whoa, that sounds horrifying.
Well, I think maybe it's less that it's neutral ground and more that it's very, very, very well protected by armed guards, which sort of means that nobody tries anything.
Oh, maybe the golden knife sends you back in time. It's a new form of backstabbing,
Oh, man. Wow, you really dug in on this.
I can't get it out of my brain. It's
Something
really
has
weird.
happened to you.
What golden knife? I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's okay. We got down the rabbit hole on that one. But, so, this... Oh, geez. I can't believe I call it. The Obsidian Emporial.
Yes, they're having an auction tonight. And the 7 witches...
7 witches?
...are having a foretelling.
Ooh. Wait a second. Do you think... Witches. I'm trying to think here. I always mix them up. Are the witches... the old ones that do psychic stuff, or are they the ones that are sexy and wear no clothes and kick your ass?
No,
maybe both?
It's the old psychic ones.
Oh, okay.
That's far less
That's not as exciting.
Actually, I've never even seen them. They live on one of the outlying parts of the station, and they do psychic stuff for a really long time. But every once in a while, they emerge and they have a vision. And apparently right now, they're offering tickets to the next vision at this big auction.
We could get a vision. That could be pretty cool, right? I mean, I get visions all the time, right? Because I'm Aeldari. Now, I don't know how to read all of them.
Yeah.
They happen mostly when I'm asleep.
I don't know if I'd experience the vision.
What do you mean?
I mean, I don't have latent psychic potential.
It might be just deep inside you. You just gotta believe. Believe in that latent psychic
potential. Is this
potential.
an all-comers vision? Do they have translation material so that...
Man, that is too rich for my blood. And
my vision only runs on DOS, thank you very much.
And to be fair, it's probably too rich for you guys' blood too. No offense.
Whoa.
I don't know how much money you could
You're talking to the pun master here. I mean, we have 6 crude mercenaries, right? I mean, they cost a decent amount of money, right?
Some.
Yeah, I mean, we got cash.
Okay, well, from what I understand, the auction is going on tonight. I only just heard about it because one of my buddies had to drop out because he didn't have enough money to get into it.
Well, how much? I mean, we've got it, but I mean, how much money are we talking about here?
Well, he just wasn't going to be able to put up enough money to any of the bids that needed to be made. So.
Oh, right, because that's how auctions work.
That is how auctions work. Yeah.
Makes sense.
You bid for items, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, people have been acted crazy recently. I know some people have been trying to get as much money as possible to get into it. I think that might have been what was happening. You got hit up by the Tudors, right?
Yeah.
They've been trying to get a bunch of valuable slaves to throw up for the auction.
We are pretty valuable.
Hey, that's nice. That was kind of a compliment when he tried to almost kill us and enslave us.
Hold on, tall drink. Just give it just 1 second. I just got to confer with my friend here. So I pulled Jay aside.
Long drink.
So I pulled Jay and Daniel aside. So Jay, I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
If we go to this auction, you have a variable at best concept of what wealth even is.
Right. Okay, I'm following you.
So if we bid on anything, you will not be doing it.
What? Well, bidding has nothing to do with money. It's just who can raise their arm the most. It's all about arm strength, Andrew.
It's in fact entirely about money.
Wait, because rich people can pay for people to stand in for them and raise their arms more, and then when they get tired, they pay for another person to do it.
Okay, so I'm going to be doing the bidding. You're just going to sit there and behave yourself.
But I've been doing a lot of arm stretches. I think I can be valuable.
All right, I'm glad we're clear. And then I look back at Tall Glass, who now I will be calling Tall Glass instead of Long Drink.
Okay.
So, Mr. Tall Glass,
They call me Mr. Glass. No,
Oh no!
that's a different thing. That's a different thing. Never mind. I used to be called that. It's a whole other thing.
okay.
You got to get there by taking this train.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm interested. We need to know where it is. We need to know an idea of an entry fee.
Oh, there's no entry fee. They just look you up and down, and if they don't want you to be in there, they don't let you in there. They're only really letting, like, big, important people work for rogue traders, people who represent some of the cartels on the station. Those are the kind of people who can get in. Anybody with lots of money.
Huh. I think we might be able to swing that. A wink.
I would just say, don't try to break in.
Yeah.
Don't try to break in. Seriously, do not
we'll
try to break in.
We'll be fine.
We'll figure out a way.
I mean, it does sound like an interesting challenge. I mean, we could probably just get in normally, but
I mean, we'll find a way in. We don't know how to get in there normally, but we'll find a way.
yeah. We're not important at all. All right, guys, huddle up real quick. I think we just walk in, right? That's what I'm getting. We're from a rogue trader ship.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we just flash our credentials. We're literally the military leaders of a rogue trader.
Well, hold on a second. I mean, we're important people. I'm the chief treasure hunter and master of adventure, and you're the master of arms.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm obviously more important, but I mean...
hold on a second. I do have 2 titles, and last time I checked, 2 more than 1.
You gave yourself the other one.
Yes, but that's part of being the chief of treasure hunting.
Okay, so we're going to go to this auction, Mr. Tallglass.
I don't... cool. Have fun. I'm gonna go see what Susie's up to. Like, there's not too many ladies in this bar. I want to go talk to her.
Yeah,
I mean,
Daniel
he's right
was
about that.
mentioning that.
Yeah.
Or maybe Josie. I don't know. Maybe Susie's... Never mind.
Man, he's a real ladies' man.
He is, man. Tall glass or long drinker. Man, now you've got me all confused.
It's not hard.
He's a smooth talker. Well, I think we should make our way to that auction and get my hands nice and stretched. I mean, my arms stretched. So I know what I'm doing. I think we should make our way out of here.
Nothing. You're gonna be doing nothing.
Fine.
All right. Do we bring the Kroot?
I mean, we could maybe say they're part of our entourage, but also Kroot.
They're also very drunk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Their quills are all over the place.
I've got an idea. So I walk out of our booth, and I walk over to the bar, and I literally put down, like, is 500 thrones enough to keep them drinking the rest of the night?
Yeah, well, yes. Also, your drinks are paid for.
But
Jay's drinks are paid for.
Jay's drinks are paid for.
Yeah, this is a good point.
So I could go up and order for them. Maybe that won't work.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I think about 500, but then I'm like, I go up to Callahan. So I'm like trying to make it so they can't hear me. Is 100 thrones enough to cover their tab for the rest of the night?
Probably. And if not, well, you'll pay me back, right?
Yeah, we're good for it.
Okay.
So,
not usually a problem. We can break legs if that is a problem, but,
that won't be necessary.
Okay,
Won't
okay.
be necessary.
I haven't had to break anybody's legs in a while, so that'd be good.
Okay, here's 100 thrones. Keep them occupied and possibly pass out drunk.
Okay. Yeah, we could keep an eye on these guys.
All right.
You guys heading out then?
Yeah, we're gonna be heading out.
All right. Well, it's great having you guys here. And
thanks, Callahan.
Yeah, you see the Jake, and there's another guy on the piano. Like, Jake is playing some sort of string instrument, and there's another guy on the piano. It sounds like almost like some sort of folk music is being played. It's very weird. I've never heard anything like this before.
It's so pleasant. That's so different.
Recording for later.
Huh.
Yeah. This bar seems extremely pleasant.
It is so pleasant.
Is it too pleasant?
I mean, maybe. I mean, I'm so used to such a grim and dark and horrifying universe. This is like so odd.
Well, probably when we go to the secret auction with the super rich people, Yeah, it'll probably be pretty
You're right. We'll
dark.
probably be back to...
Set us back in place.
Yeah, that's good. That'll be like a nice reset for
The
us.
comfort zone of just low light, at least.
Yeah, this place is really freaking... We got to get out of here.
Yeah, we do. Well, goodbye, everybody. Your pun master's leaving you. I wish you adieu.
Bye. There's like cheers, like, hey, great to see you. Woo, Pun Master. Woo, applause. Like, these people are pretty nice. And they're also pretty drunk.
Yeah, that makes sense. So we step outside. You know, that was pretty nice in there. We should come back sometime.
I feel like I had so many puns lined up, but I just couldn't get them out in the moment.
Don't worry. You'll have a chance in the future. Now, onward. Daniel, shutting you down.
Okay.
All right, Daniel, switched you back on. I am feeling quite fancy. Check me out.
Ooh, cufflinks.
Yeah, right? And this nice bow tie and this black tux. I'm getting ready for auction night, baby.
And I step out of my room, and I'm in the exact same robes.
What are you doing?
I mean, this is dress for...
I said the fanciest outfit you could find.
This is the fanciest outfit I can find.
That's the only outfit you have.
Yes, I wear my best every day. Thank
Wow. I mean, okay. I
In the
get it.
position, and we're having this conversation as we're walking towards the Black Emporial. You know, in the position you're in now, you could probably get access to better looking clothes. Like, you don't always have to wear the same thing all the time. Or are you like a cartoon character where you have a million of that robe?
Have you not seen my closet? Hold on. I have a 3D representation of my closet.
Oh my God, why do you have a 3D representation?
And I bring it up, well, because we have rooms for the first time, like separate rooms. I can actually do something with the room other than the junk that you throw everywhere.
I mean, I organize it my own way, to be fair.
And I hit a couple buttons, and you see literal 3D representation of my room, and the closet is just all the same clothes.
Wow. Well, I guess that explains why it always looks clean. I always just think you're like, just lightly washing it. But
I think it's crazy that you created like a room. Were you using that to like plan out what your room would look like between?
I mean, of course.
wow, that is just
Like this is a game of The Sims or
that is
something?
a lot of simulation for
Yeah.
moving a couple pieces of furniture around.
I mean, everything has to be in its right place. I mean, the machine god teaches us feng shui. You know?
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
that's his number one
Of
commandment.
course. I mean, the room isn't
One must
appropriate
always
until
feng
it's appropriate.
shui.
Okay, well, we're in this sort of... I think we found the line leading in. There's a lot of really fancily dressed people going up to the entrance here.
Yeah, the costume budget for this scene is insane.
Just as long as, just as long as they're not as fancy as me, and they never will be.
Well, I mean, you're
They are not the equal level of fancy that you are. I will agree with that.
what? As Andrew?
They are above. They are not
that's
as
fair.
fancy
That's
as
fair.
there's.
That's true.
Yes.
I was like, wait a second, what is going on here?
No. I was being very specific with my words, but I got confused.
You
Or you did or
robot
something.
people, I can just never read you appropriately. All right, now stand back. I'm going to use this very fancy attire to get us into this nice auction.
And standing at the doorway, and there's actually like a metal gate over like this sort of two black columns and like an archway, and there are in front of each column, almost the size of each column, are two huge mutant like sort of abomination bruisers that
Jeez.
both have like black bow ties on, and they sort of are looking down, and as you approach, just one of them says, "Name."
My name is Jay. Wink.
Organization.
We are here from the...
Flexible demeanor?
Yeah! I can't believe I forgot our ship name.
So?
Well, we're here for the auction. Look at this bow tie, right? We're bros. We're bow tie bros. Come on, let me in.
What's a flexible demeanor?
It's a rogue trader ship.
The other one says, rogue traders. That's why they look weird.
Wait, what do you mean look weird? I dressed up for this.
Let him in. Let him in.
This is how I always look.
I'll only go in if you confirm that I don't look weird and I look very fancy.
You aren't a human. That does make you look weird compared to most of the people here.
Hold on a second. Are you just commenting on my very nice ears? I mean, they're very proportional to this tux.
Look, you don't need to talk to me about discrimination against non-humans. I get it.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say here. Why are you throwing shade my way? I'm not throwing it your way for being extremely tall and weird looking. I should have thought of something else at the end there, and then I just ended at weird looking.
Go inside.
Yep,
before
I'm
we
going
change
on.
our
I'm
minds.
on my way in.
I've already stepped in. I stepped away from that situation as fast as I could. I was basically gave like a silent salute to Jay as I walked past. Like, if you have to fight those guys, you're on your own.
No.
So as we're going into this black market, this obsidian emporial, as it were, or I guess that's technically what it's called. Weird names.
Such a fancy name for black market.
It really is.
Yeah.
Are black markets usually auctions? I feel like they're not.
I don't think so.
There's a sort of huge vaulted ceiling, so it's very dark in here. The only sort of light we see is there's a bunch of servo skulls that are sort of floating above, sort of giving a little bit of light. They're carrying things back and forth. I'm not really sure what.
Dimly lit and mostly unseeable. Our natural habitat.
Yeah, Daniel, check it out. Look, other servo skulls.
Yeah, no, I see them. I don't think they don't have like the Atris level like intelligence that I have.
Oh, no. Definitely not, Daniel. You are unique. And you got a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, none of them have fire extinguishers.
Right? That makes you special.
They do look a lot sleeker without fire extinguishers.
Whoa, but not nearly as functional. Let's be clear about that.
Yeah.
Function over form as I glare at Jay in his tuxedo.
Hey, I am extra lithe with this tuxedo. I can do some tricks and moves and flips and... Okay, wait, I think I might have ripped something when I bent there. It's fine, I just won't bend.
And you see that this place is slowly filling up with people. There's a good number of people in here beforehand, but now that you're in here, there's more people coming in. Until, in total, there's about like 250 people in this place. All sorts of different types. Most of them human. Some of them you can't quite tell, but they seem all to be like basic humanoid shape.
Ooh, what are some random other races that we see here?
You think you see a Tau.
Ooh.
Yes. You think you see another Eldar as well. But once again, whenever you think you see that Eldar, it sort of like disappears into the crowd.
Ah, man.
Yes. And some other, and there's actually even like a Kroot with a monocle and a top hat.
What?
Awesome.
Oh, man, Stabhams would have loved this party.
Might even say Jossum.
Whoa, you're right. I think that is worthy of a Jossum.
And you see a ton of just lots of really well-dressed people. Some people who aren't quite as well-dressed, but like are wearing like sort of tacky signs of like extreme wealth.
Well,
just like gold everything.
Most importantly, do we ironically see anyone else from the flexible demeanor? Because I feel like that was always a possibility that other people could have been
Very
there.
true.
I think they might be in one of the other rooms in the Obsidian Emporial, because this is only one of the chambers. I think they're probably selling stuff in another one of them or something like that. Because I don't see Lady Kalia. I don't see any of them around here.
What about Susan? Do you see Susan?
I have not. You know, we should make it. You should make checks to see if you could find anybody that you know.
Like the game. All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's extremely crowded and dark. Difficulty will be 5.
What check are we using here?
Awareness.
Awareness.
All right.
Bad. I got a 1.
Okay. Did you get a 1 on the wrath die?
No. I did not get a 1 on the rat die.
I also got a 1, but not on the wrath die.
Okay.
Yee.
If there's any familiar faces in here, it's a little too crowded and a little too dark for you to notice them.
Darn. Well, okay. So here we are in the Obsidian Emporial. Where do you think the auction takes place?
So there's a sort of wooden lectern that is sort of floating in the air. And
Fancy.
a light shines on it all of a sudden, and the sort of quiet murmuring that's been going on has ended as they all look to it. And there is a weird-looking dude that comes out of, like, I don't know, they're out of the darkness. Maybe there was a door that they came out of. I didn't see if they came out of a
weird.
door or anything. And we got ones on our awarenesses, just so we definitely don't know where this guy came from. And he's sort of hunched over in a robe, and as he approaches the lectern, he takes his hood off, and he is definitely more machine now than man. But
A robot man just like you.
while you, Andrew, are sort of like, you sort of still look human, like your metal parts, like you're in the shape of a human.
My silhouette is at least humanoid.
Yeah, this guy almost looks more like bovine than humanoid.
One of the elder ones.
And a bunch of cables and pipes descend from the ceiling and just start locking into the openings on this guy as he starts being lifted up by this mass of cables as he is lifted up right in front of the lectern.
I'm going to be honest. I definitely haven't been to any auctions before because there is no way I've seen anything like that.
And you see that he only has one arm, but as he reaches up into the lectern, one of his arms sort of connects to something that's above, and his arm turns into a giant gavel.
What the hell?
Yes, the technology of the Elder Ones.
Man, you are really into what's going on up there.
Yes, the Elder Ones. He's had the first stage of transmogrification.
Are you telling me if you upgrade yourself, you're going to add a giant gavel to one of your arms?
No, but it's different for all of us.
All right.
I mean, he is not wearing any red robes of a tech priest or anything.
No, but he's at that first stage of transition.
Oh, okay. He doesn't say anything, but he does pound the wood.
Ah, jeez, that's
That
loud.
was... I didn't think wood could be that loud.
It's very unnecessary.
The crowd erupts in just sort of like yelling and talking. What should do? I just hover this one. And then one man yells above the crowd, 10,000 thrones! And you hear a couple people like chuckling at that. And then there is no response. And then the figure on the top nods. And then there's people chatting around. And then somebody else says, 50,000 thrones?
Wait, Andrew, I think this is the auction part. This is where people... Now, I didn't see anybody raise their hand, so I don't know what kind of auction business this is. But I think this is the thing we were talking about right now. I know I'm not allowed to do anything, but I think this is the auction bit.
Yeah.
I offer hereditary rank of Colonel-in-Chief in the 37th Vaxian Militia.
You can offer more than money here?
Apparently.
I have the thigh bone of Saint Arania.
Oh man, he's got a thigh bone. Do we have any thigh bones? I feel like we saw so many thigh bones recently when they ate all those people. I didn't know they were worth that much.
You hear more and more chatting. If you guys can make any sort of checks to understand more of what's going on. I mean, you
Can
probably
I do a
got
scholar check to do this kind of...
I guess if we're going to say that is like your knowledge about commerce.
What about cunning?
Oh, cunning is very good. Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
cunning check.
Well, I'm going to do a scholar check just to see if like I understand the value of any of these things that are being talked about.
Yeah.
What would be the difficulty of this?
5.
I did not succeed,
Okay.
but I rolled a 6 on my wrath die.
Ooh. Can that help in my cunning?
No, but I do know what's going to happen with that 6.
Okay.
Roll your cunning,
What's
though.
the difficulty for this?
Difficulty 3.
Okay.
This is just you analyzing people. It's less... Yeah.
I didn't roll a 1 on my wrath die. I know we were all waiting for it. But I did get a 5, actually.
Okay, so you catch that. You're looking around, and it seems like the people with the most amount of money are standing back and being quiet. Like they are not bidding first. You're also realizing that like everybody is throwing out these bids, and you're sort of understanding and looking around, and a little bit of your scholarliness, which you didn't really do that well. So they probably have a certain amount of spots. And part of your cunning is like you're listening to people. There is a certain amount of spots that are available at this vision that is being offered. And the 10 best bids are going to be the ones who get access to this. So it's not that you are sort of one-upping people. And the thing is, however it is being judged by these witches. Because you do see that this thing that's plugged into it up here is like listening to voices every now and then. So these witches or somebody is making the decision of what is being offered here. But your 6 on your wrath die. You feel like sort of a nudge on your side. You miss this. And you see a woman with purplish hair, and she's wearing like tight black leather, and she looks at you and says, "What the hell are you doing here?" And you recognize it as one of your old friends from your sort of previous life, the rogue trader Mitsiru.
Holy shit. What are you doing here?
Well,
And you look fantastic.
oh, thanks. You look good yourself. You could dress up a little bit, I guess, but
This is the best dress I have.
no, it's okay. I'm a little underdressed myself. People think that just tight black leather and nothing else is a little weird looking, but I think it commands respect.
You know what? You sell it, Mitsuru.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So how did you guys hear about this? Since I took over for the family business, I've been trying to. Well, don't worry about it, but it's great to see you guys.
Sorry to interrupt, Mitsuru. I didn't see you there. Sorry, I was focusing on all the bidding. I think I figured out what's going on. You've got to do the coolest, most unique bid if you're gonna win. It's not just about thrones. I think I figured it out. I think you got to be like one of the last people to do it.
Interesting.
But Mitsuru, oh my gosh, you look great.
Thanks. You look. I mean, you were still recovering when I left before. It's good to see you.
Yeah, I know. I've been breaking in the new Aeldari body. What do you think of the tux? Pretty nice, right?
Yeah, that's I don't think I've ever seen an Aeldari in a tux before.
Yeah, well, okay, well, yeah, and I mean,
weird,
see?
Weird, right? It's totally weird.
It's not that weird. I swear that told the tailor to get the exact measurements.
30,000 saber wolf pelts.
Whoa, that's a lot of saber wolf pelts. Are saber wolves valuable?
Okay, so I feel like we didn't answer your question, Mitsuru. So what we're doing here is we're actually of the Council of Harden now on the Flexible Demeanor.
Harden, really?
Yeah. He's pretty cool, and now we're on his war council, which is pretty neat.
I'm surprised Harden isn't here.
Well, I mean,
we
he
haven't
sent
seen him.
We haven't, but we believe that he sent us, his most trustworthy of his council, and most decorated, maybe, to take on probably the most important mission of all, win this auction.
The third moon of the Leganum system.
Holy crap, that person just auctioned a moon.
Yeah, but that's a shitty moon.
So, curious, if you're here for the auction to be one of these, as I gather, there's only a limited number of seats, and that's what they're doing here, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's how it works.
What do you have to offer, Mitsuru?
I like you guys, but you realize we're rivals now, right?
Oh.
I mean, it could be a friendly rivalry. You tell us what you're going to bet first, and then, we'll maybe tell you after.
I mean...
Okay, I agree to the friendly rivalry thing. I'm not agreeing to the you show me mine, and then maybe you'll show me yours.
Wait, hold on. I've got an idea. I mean, we all want to be on the same page. We want 3 of the 10 seats, so why don't we just make it that...
Well, you could bring a guest with you. You could bring a guest, so... So
at least 2 of the 10 seats we want, correct? And therefore, we could work together to make sure that we at least get 2 of them.
But you work for Harden now, right?
Yeah, we more just, he's the master of adventure and treasure hunter.
That's right,
and
master adventure.
I'm the master of arms, so I control the military on the ship.
Well, I'm the master of the Karijo Group Dynasty, and I'm in charge of that now.
Oh, wow.
It's
really?
very impressive.
Congratulations.
Probably know way more about these auctions than we do.
Yeah. Since my father died, I've had to take over. So, yeah. You guys should make an insight check on her, because she's not as friendly as the last time you saw her.
Okay.
What's the difficulty of this?
Difficulty 5.
Well, I can't pass. So let's see if I roll a 6 for my wrath die.
Yeah.
No.
All right, insight check. I actually have decent insight. I have a 7, but you said it's a 5 difficulty?
Yeah, it's a 5. Yeah, it's a very tough one.
She's tricky. I got a 4.
You can re-roll all of it with your wrath.
With my wrath, that's right. I will.
Or you can re-roll any of your failures with your wrath.
Except I will have to keep that 1 on my wrath die.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Jesus,
But I'm going to see if I can succeed. Here we go. Just need 1 more. Yes, I do succeed on my insight, but I did roll a 1 on my wrath die.
Okay. So you realize that she's sort of upset with you, and...
you spill your drink on her.
No, it's worse than that. Looking at her, she's sort of upset. Like, her father died recently, and she's feeling very overwhelmed. Like, she's sort of... You realize it, like, you're looking at her, like, she almost looks like she might be at the end of her rope here. Like, she is a rogue trader, but, like, things have not been going well for her recently. And here's what your 1 is. You know, the reason my father is dead is because I made a bunch of powerful enemies when I helped you last time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, life's crazy sometimes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's forget the whole friendly rivalry thing and just we'll stick to neutral rivals right now, okay?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't think that went as well as it could have gone.
Jay, what did you say?
I don't know. I was just staring at her. I was piercing the veil, trying to see what was, there.
Yeah. You're alive and her dad isn't?
Yeah, that's a bummer. It seems like we may have, wrinkled a few feathers. That's not the phrase.
That is not the phrase.
I thought
You
I
don't
almost
know
had
much
it there.
about birds, though.
That's very true. I wouldn't know about ruffling any. What's the word? Forget about it. That's too bad.
And you see a guy in a purple robe stand up, and he says, 10,000 blind slaves.
Whoa! Oh God, he's one of those dicks, one of those tutors.
Man, the urge to kill is rising.
Wait a second. I know exactly what we can bet, which won't cost us anything.
And Mitsiru stands up. It says, 1 demonette toenail.
Demonette toenail? What the hell? Oh my God. There were all those demonettes. Remember that time when all those Slanesh things attacked that city? Do you think she got it from there?
Probably.
God. We should have kept some of those toenails. I had no idea. Well, I mean, most of them were deep in my chest as I was killed, but
Yeah, why didn't you save any of those?
I died.
You should have just doggy bagged a few of them.
Yeah. I died.
So, but what was your idea? I'm sorry. You're saying,
I'm looking around the room.
Yeah.
I want to be strategic about this.
Yeah.
Can I do another? I did a cunning check. Can I do it one more time to see if I can time this, to see really to tee up exactly when I'm going to throw this?
Yeah,
out
to
there?
make your thing sound
Are
better.
you gonna offer the death of a single person in this room?
No. Although that's pretty 40K. No. I've got an idea. So rolling, I've got a 6 on cunning. That was a really good roll. That's a 5.
All right. Well, the difficulty was 5, so you succeeded.
Yes. So I watch, because Mitsuru just threw her toenail of a demonette up there. I'm watching around the room as a few more people bid, and I feel like there's a lull, a slow lull.
And things have been slowing down. Some people have been leaving. You actually notice that occasionally people's bid, after their bid, somebody from the organization comes up to them and they say something quietly to them, and then they are led out.
So I step up, and in the quiet, I yell and raise my hand. Yes, I do raise my hand. The ship, the destined savior.
There's some muttering here and there. The auction monitor nods. The auction continues.
You see, we have the ship of the destined savior, but we've already eluded it. It's just a freaking skeleton of a ship.
It's only half a ship, too. It was still being put together.
I know, but they don't know that.
It's true. I was going to offer something way crazier than that.
Wait, what were you going to offer?
The death of anyone in this room.
Wow, that's dark. But keep it in your back pocket, just in case we need it.
Well, I guess you technically have another bid. You had your bid. Andrew, you can have your bid. I don't know. A lot of people seem pretty violent in here. I'd be careful about that.
Okay, so I have an idea for a bid, and it's something that, because I'm a tech priest and I have the knowledge, I can manipulate. But I'll save it for when another bid happens.
All right. The coordinates to the 13th station of passage.
I don't think that's as cool as the Destined Savior, am I right? It's a treasure ship. It's really cool. Yeah, right? So cool.
The wreck of the Heart of Majesty.
Yeah, that one was kind of a dud. I don't think anybody responded to that one. I think we're in with this.
So I stand up. The technological STC to biotransference.
Wait, the thing you used to put me in this body?
Yeah, but I didn't say how many uses.
Holy crap, we're putting all our cards on the table.
All right. And the auction continues. You hear a couple of things here and there. The mummified remains of the priest king Jathak the Immortal.
He's called Jathak the Immortal, but he's got his bones.
He's a dead man. How is he immortal?
That doesn't make any sense. That's a bad one. That guy's not going to make it in.
And eventually the auction wraps up, and Andrew, you are asked to leave.
Oh, hold on. I believe I get a guest.
Not for the auction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you win the vision, you can bring a guest.
Oh, crap.
But you are let out.
Your loss.
Yeah. Look, and like the person who's walking with you is sort of like he's another one of these mutants. And he's like, look, I don't even know what these people want. They're psychic witches. They're crazy. Who knows what matters to them and what doesn't? They wanders out.
You know, I like the cut of your jib, and I would never judge you for how you look, because, I mean, look how I freaking look, so.
Yeah, we're all in this together, man.
That's right.
Go human beings. Sort of.
Yeah, mostly human.
Mostly human. And he puts out a fist.
How big is this fist?
It's about the size of your head.
So
Wow.
I do both my fists.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right.
So I'm standing in this room as the people start to dwindle, I assume?
Yes. And eventually, there are only 10 people left. You recognize, and like now you're sort of getting a look at all of them. And you don't really recognize many of them. You do recognize, however, Mitsiru is one of the people that's standing there. That demonette toenail was pretty exciting.
Apparently, there were so many in me at one point, so it's great to know that one of them got somebody this far.
And you hear through the comms, you should have bagged a few of them.
I was dead. God. Hey, so it looks like there's only 10 of us, so, guess we're gonna do this whole vision thing, right?
And a voice comes out from the auctioneer the first time you have heard him say anything this whole time. The auction is closed. And the hammer is pounded once again extremely loudly.
Oh my God, it's so unnecessarily loud.
And he is like lowered, he is like detached from it, and and like he seems disappointed as he is disconnected from whatever network he was part of.
That was so unpleasant to watch.
There are fluids that are flying out as he is disconnected.
Oh my God, why? Why so many fluids?
And he lands, and he just sort of shuffles away. He's almost crawling because he's not really much of a walker because he has all this stuff on his back that lets him connect into the network and whatnot.
Rich people, they need like the craziest, most elaborate stuff. I mean, I feel like a guy with just a regular gavel could have done that job. I feel like I'm yelling into nothing. I hear we can bring a guest. Can we do that?
Everyone is glaring at you because you're the only one really talking. And someone in a black mask, a sort of a thin figure, gender unknown, but humanoid, probably human, walks up and says, "You have all been deemed worthy. Your item will be given to the Obsidian Emporial or documents related to its ownership, depending. And here is the invitation and information on where the vision will be held."
So I take one of the pieces of paper, I assume?
Yes.
Is it very nicely laminated?
Yes, it's very nicely laminated.
Ooh, with like gold trim. This is really fancy.
Yes, and it's just coordinates, just like a numeral coordinates to somewhere on the station.
Huh. Okay.
And there's a time on it as well.
We'll be there then. Great meeting you. Weird.
Do not be late. If your bid does not clear, there will be consequences.
Oh, it'll definitely clear. It's a great ship. See you later.
And everybody sort of walks out, and everyone's sort of like glaring at each other a little bit. It looks like some of these are rogue traders. You don't really know too much about them. Maybe you'll get a chance to talk to them later, but everybody's kind of sort of hurriedly going back to wherever they're based out of here on the station.
Since I'm standing and waiting outside, I catch Jay, and then before I see Jay, but then I see Mitsiru, and I'm like, Mitsiru, I just want to be clear, like, no hard feelings. If you need help, ask.
A Karijo has never needed help. And she walks away.
Wow, that is real bitterness right there. That is extreme.
Hey, I saw you talking to Mitsiru. Did you guys figure it out? Did
it's
you guys
worse.
make up?
I think it's you burned that bridge.
What?
I mean,
atomized.
How
was I supposed to know that we caused the death
from
of her
orbit.
father?
Gone.
Oh, man.
It's fine. Like, whatever. Okay, so we worked with her in the past. We got a history. We were sort of friends. Now she's not our friend. Like, whatever. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
And you guys went on that date that one time. Remember that?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
You did date that one time.
Yeah, remember when you were at the restaurant and I was hiding in the bushes? That was fun.
And giving me terrible advice.
Oh, come on. I gave you some pretty good advice.
Yeah, you guys didn't really have much of a romantic spark. It was mostly just like a friendship thing, and then you guys fought monsters later.
Nah, I think you got a shot at it. Don't worry, we're going to fix this one. But first, to this crazy, crazy place. I actually don't know where this is. We just got coordinates on this nice card.
And you give the card to me, and then I plug some things in. Oh, it's there. Odd.
Yeah, and it seems to be just in a sort of distant part of the station. You're even seeing that, like, looking at the sort of station information you have for footfall, this seems to be sort of very distant, and you already see, like, power fluctuation through it. It almost looks like a prison cell, the specific location that you would be heading to.
Very isolated.
Dangerous, potentially?
I mean, I feel like everywhere we go is kind of like that.
I would say that we should go pick up our mercenaries, but I believe we left them shit-faced drunk, so...
Well, it looks like it's at midnight tomorrow.
Ooh, we could sober them up! I really don't want to think about what they have to eat to sober up.
But we're only allowed one guest.
Yeah, but we could probably bring our mercs on the way there?
Yeah, right? Because there might be something that
Have
happens.
them hold the fort outside, I guess? Maybe?
Yeah. And also show a little strength to these other, rogue traders and... make them a little jealous. I mean, who's got these cool 6 Kroot mercenaries? Us, that's who.
What are you two doing out here?
Captain, oh my goodness.
And you see, it is Captain Harden, and Susan is standing behind him. And she says, yeah, what are you doing here?
Captain, we have secured an invite to potentially getting access to, wait for it, a vision.
A vision?
Yes, a vision of
From the witches.
Yeah, from the witches.
Oh, the 12 witches.
Yeah.
Or was it 9 witches? Yeah, I don't care.
I think it's 7.
Maybe? Man, I forget. But all I know is we have access to a vision from one of these crazy witches, not the hot witches, just the old ones. And, it could lead us to something pretty incredible. I know last time we went on a wild goose chase, we found you a treasure ship. By the way, I do need the discarded carcass of that destined savior. We've taken all the treasure out of it, so I don't think we need it anymore.
I don't see a problem with that. I kind of have a problem with that.
Susan, come on. We don't really need it anymore. I mean, sure, we could, probably charge admission to come check out the destined savior.
Okay, Susan, I just want to be clear. We were not specific of the condition of the ship at all. Just that it is officially the destined savior.
Exactly.
No, I gathered that.
But listen, Susan, I think trading the skeleton of a useless ship is worth it if we can get access to a vision that'll lead us to something pretty nuts.
Our crews aren't done stripping it yet.
Oh, come on. What's still left on there?
I mean, do we know actually when they claim it? Like, how much time do we have before we actually have to give them the ship?
Well, they made a mention when I was inside that they have to verify it, so...
Yeah, but does that mean, immediate ownership?
I don't know exactly.
Also, it could take them some time to get there.
It sounds like, Susan, this is a perfect opportunity to motivate that crew to strip the shit out of that in the next maybe 24 hours.
Yes, do that, Susan. It sounds fun.
See, the captain's on board.
Yeah, fun.
Job
this
for
is
Susan.
the best.
Yeah, that's right. Master of treasure hunting, baby. I know what I'm doing.
Well, I just made quite a bit of money myself selling some of the technology that we got off the desert savior. Not all of it. Don't worry, not all of it.
Oh, good.
I have some use for some of that terraforming technology.
That's right. I saw there was some crazy stuff on that ship.
Yeah, still don't have an explanation for that weird gold man.
No.
Yes. He's, we've been looking for his remains. We were unable to find his remains. I suppose he turned into goop?
Wait, you don't have the LeChuck's remains?
No, I assumed there would be a body, but did he just turn into slime?
I don't remember. I mean, we were fighting him, and then you almost died, and then we killed him, and then I don't remember.
Did he kind of just fall apart?
I think so. Oh, no.
Okay, well, I hope
Wait, hold
that
on.
is the
Eldari
case.
have perfect recall. I can figure this out. Okay, I don't remember what happened. Nope.
Well, don't hurt yourself. Also, I admire your initiative. I am curious as to your boldness in offering my things to gain access to greater treasure, but that is in your purview, is to gain treasure. Both of you are in charge of treasure. I suppose.
Whoa, hold on a second. I believe one of us is the master of treasure hunting, and he is my treasure hunting assistant.
Oh yeah, is that how you broke? That's how you broke up
we
the
both
duties?
agreed
That
to
is
that title.
not correct at all.
Indeed.
Well, I hope that what you get out of this will be profitable. Because if it is not, we will need to have words.
Right. Yeah, well, this will be very profitable.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why we offered things that, we had absolute control over so that,
Ooh, this is very interesting that you say you have absolute control over my things.
What he meant is we knew we had your absolute trust, and so we felt that we had absolute control.
I didn't mean we had absolute control. I meant under the umbrella of the flexible demeanor that there was control over the ship.
Yes. Well, I suppose, were there any other rogue traders in there? Did you recognize anyone?
Not really. Didn't really recognize too many other people.
Definitely recognized one.
Who could you possibly mean? There's no way we recognize anybody else in there, right? I'm like winking at you.
I'm like squinting real hard, trying to understand why we won't talk about her.
What do you mean her?
I'm already bored with this conversation. So you met someone you don't want to talk about it. It's fine. It's fine. We all have our secrets. You say her. I suppose it's an ex-girlfriend. I understand.
It might be, or a future girlfriend, am I right?
Oh, man. Please don't encourage him.
Does it even work? Never mind.
Whoa, man, everyone's throwing shade on you today.
That's real personal,
No, honestly, I'm more curious. I'm always interested in finding
let's
new
get
forms
into this.
of pleasure.
That part of me still exists. It is still functional.
Okay. So it's just...
It may or may not have enhancement.
Nice.
Fascinating. I don't need any enhancement. Anyway, so I will be returning to this ship. We must transfer some of the treasure that we have in our hold to the other folks that we made a deal with in the Obsidian Emporial. And I assume you will be going to this vision?
Yes, it's tomorrow at midnight.
Oh, the witching hour.
Oh, yeah, it is the witching hour, isn't it?
Except that, time is, does that matter when you're in space on a space station?
It does if they're going to give you a cool vision.
I guess the belief is all that matters.
Yeah.
Belief can change the nature of a man. It can do anything. Well, I am going to go back to my ship. Being on this space station is disgusting. So, unless you have anything else to discuss, I will be going. It's great to run into you boys, though.
Captain, it's always great to see you out here, even on this terribly disgusting and horribly dangerous spaceport.
And Susan, you too.
Yeah.
Susan is just, she's in, she has a data pad out that she's, already busy and, moving some things around. She's, yeah, it's great to see you too.
I think we're making some real headway with Susan.
Progress.
Yeah, she likes us. Well, Captain, Susan, we'll see you later. Daniel, let's shut you down. In the meantime...
Gonna plan to get crude out of a drunken stupor.
Yeah, that's gonna be...
Meat?
God.
Is there an alternative to meat?
No. We're gonna have to find a whole bunch of meat for them.
I mean, there's more of those purple guys.
Oh, yeah. We should get back there before anything cleans them up. Let's go!
Thanks for listening to this grimdark tale. With a location secured, can Jay and Andrew make their way to these witches without trouble? And what sort of vision awaits them? Tune in next time to find out. Special thanks to Daniel Fernandez for inserting his soul into a servo skull and helping these two as game master. And if you've enjoyed this episode, why not leave us a rating and review on iTunes? It would be most appreciated. Our theme song was composed by Kyle Fryer. You can check out his music on SoundCloud. Music in this episode was produced by Kevin MacLeod of Incomptech.com. You can find the track listing and credits in the show notes. Are you interested in more episodes of Wrath and Story? And I don't mean what we have here on our regular feed. I'm talking about secret episodes. I'm talking about bonus adventures. Well, for more content and these bonus episodes, check out our Patreon. Every pledge helps to support the show and unlock new and exciting opportunities. You can check out other similar podcasts on partialarc.com, such as Roll to Seize, a podcast all about the wargame Warhammer 40k and its universe. You can tune into Roll to Seize every final Wednesday of the month. And if you're looking for another actual play podcast with plenty of humor and adventure, check out Friday Night Quests, a podcast much like Wrath and Story, but set in the fantastical and equally hilarious world of Dungeons & Dragons. There you may recognize the familiar voice of Jay Jones, and occasionally you'll hear Andrew and Daniel drop by the show as well, along with many more ridiculous and wonderful characters. Definitely check it out. Of course, you can always follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Tumblr, all at Partial Arc. And if you have any questions for Daniel and the boys, send them an email at rathandstory@gmail.com. That's with the "and" spelled out. We may even answer them on one of our next episodes, so stay tuned. Until next time, goodbye.